I'm Rabbi Hillel Katzir. Families gathered in their homes, advised not to go outside, while a plague ravages the land and people are dying from the plague. All are fearful of the great changes that are going on, and the changes that will surely happen after the plague is over. If this sounds like a description of our current situation, it is, but it is also a description of the Israelites at the very first Passover, the night before they were liberated from slavery in Egypt. The Jewish tradition asks that our celebrations of Passover not be just a telling of a story, but as much as possible a reliving of the experience of our ancestors in Egypt. A line in the Passover Seder tells us, "In every generation, each one of us must see ourselves as having come out of Egypt." Through no effort of our own, we may have come closer to that this year than in many past years. As I offer these words, the week-long observance of Passover is coming to an end. Only a few days ago, Christians observed the holiday of Easter. And a few days from now, Muslims will begin the holy month of Ramadan. Passover and Easter are, of course, linked by history to the story in the Gospels of Jesus going up to Jerusalem along with thousands of other Jews in compliance with the commandments of the Torah for the Passover sacrifice at the Holy Temple. Although Ramadan is not linked to the other holidays in time, all three Abrahamic celebrations share one form of observance, a giving up of something, to remind us of the seriousness of the holidays and of their link to our connections to our best selves and to God. Jews refrain from eating any leavened foods for the week of Passover. One interpretation of that is that this is to remind us to not let our egos rise too much, as yeast causes bread to rise. Rather, we should focus not on ourselves, but on our relationship to God and God's teachings, and to the wider community of which we are a part. Christians are encouraged to give something up for the period of Lent that leads up to Easter, as a way of focusing on their relationship to God and God's teachings, rather than the physical things in their lives. Muslims fast from sunrise to sunset every day for a month during Ramadan, in order to practice self-discipline, self-control, sacrifice, and empathy for those who are less fortunate, thus encouraging actions of generosity and charity. In this time of COVID-19, we've all given up things that were normal, everyday aspects of our lives before the onset of the pandemic. Going out to dinner at a favorite restaurant, going to movies, plays, and concerts, even sending our children to school. We have had to give up all these things, not only for our own benefit, but for the benefit of our friends and neighbors, so that the spread of the virus can be slowed and hopefully at some point stopped. Many people are probably feeling deprived by the loss of so many normal activities. We have been forced to change our daily lives for the sake of a greater good. Even when we understand the importance of these changes, we may resent the need for these changes. But if we look to the three great Abrahamic faiths of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, we see that all of them have built into their rituals an understanding that sometimes it's for our own benefit, as well as for the benefit of others, that we temporarily give up things we are accustomed to having. Religious ritual is often misunderstood as being full of rote actions that we're told to do even if they have no meaning for us. But we all have rituals, whether religious, family, or personal. And rituals can do two things for us. They make the invisible visible, and they provide us with comforting actions to engage in when we don't know what else to do in a particular situation. The rituals of giving things up that are practiced by the three Abrahamic faiths makes visible the invisible values of altruism, of centering our lives on things that are greater than ourselves and our own perceived personal needs. They provide a framework for celebrating specific holidays, but rituals can also be ways that we provide structure in our lives at any time of year, and ways that we can be reminded that the world is not all about us individually. It's about living in community, with other individuals, forming a society that ideally takes care of all its members, not only at a time of plague or pandemic, but also the rest of the time, when society experiences more common ills, such as hunger and homelessness. I hope that the just ending festival of Passover was a meaningful one for all Jews, that Christians experienced a blessed Easter, and that Muslims, beginning next week, have a Ramadan Mubarak, a blessed holy month, that we all practice religious rituals of our respective traditions with understanding and gratitude, not just by rote. And I hope that we all experience this time that we have all given up so much from our normal routines, not as a time of suffering or deprivation, but as a time of dedication to our community, our nation, and to all those things that take us above and beyond just satisfying our own personal needs. I wish you shalom, salam, peace, until we meet again.